suppose when we lived in a country where if you were black, you were not allowed to go into certain places, right? I suppose you could say again, and not that's I guess that wouldn't be white privilege. You would call that Nordic privilege in the progressive era when there were signs that said Irish need not apply. So that's different. That is white on white, a lack of a privilege. Of course, there's examples in the history of the world where you would have been privileged if your skin was white, especially in this country and other countries as well. But today, no, white privilege is not existent.
When did it end?
Over time, beginning with the civil rights era, it's not a particular incident or moment, but multi-generations, the country became significantly less racist. I would say after Reconstruction, after the Civil War, after, when we had desegregation, fought the Democrat institutional racism. We fought back against the KKK when the Civil Rights Act was signed, when blacks were allowed to participate in Major League Baseball, the National Football League, the National Basketball Association, served elected office. All those things, contributed to the end of what used to be privilege in society, white privilege.
You said less racist. Is it still somewhat racist?
No. Do you just have questions? I think.
No, you said you wanted a dialogue. We're having a
okay. No.
The least racist country.
No, America is not a racist country today.
Is it still racist? So when did it end?
No.
So you can't answer the question.
It ended when it's
When did it? You said less racist.
I'm answering you.
Thank you.
When it stopped being systemic, when there stopped being laws in place that stopped me as a black person doing what you are able to do as a white man.
No, I'm not asking that. Systemic racism is not simply that issue.
Yes, you just asked me when this country stopped being racist. That's the answer.
When?
I can't give you the exact date and time and hour. I'm telling you.
Give me the decade.
Mid-1970s.
Mid-1970s. So mass incarceration affecting black and brown communities disproportionately to their population. As to why? Why did they commit more crimes? Because they are black, or was it because of their economic situation? I'm not fucking talking to you, dude.
Why are liberals so angry? I can't figure out why.
I'm not a liberal. I'm not a liberal, so stop assuming my political affiliation.
You just came out of nowhere and just started.
No, you invited me up here. I raised my hand.
I know, but
and you said,
I'm saying
please
you
come
just
up
turned
here.
around and you're
Stop
cursing
trying to
at
change.
someone. Why don't you calm down? It's just a conversation.
I'm perfectly calm. I can curse
You
while
don't have
being
to
calm.
turn around and curse anyone behind you.
I can.
You're
It's a
okay?
free country, right?
Okay. No, but I'm saying that it's not necessary to have this dialogue. You turn around and be angry. I do always remark, and I am going to suspect that you are liberal because right now you're trying to sell me.
I'm not liberal.
You're
I
selling
just
me my
said
own
it.
impression, so that's a very liberal
I'm not
stance.
liberal.
Usually when a white man stands up and tells me that yes, this is a racist country and is oppressed, they do tend to be liberal. Only liberals try to sell me my
But
impression.
I'm not.
But okay, I'm not going to assume your
Thanks.
political ideology. So
Yes, I do.
To answer your question for me, when the system stops being racist and there's nothing stopping us, you brought up the prison rates, and you said something that was actually really important. You said it's because their communities have been economically depressed. So that would not be because of the color of your skin. That's economic privilege. If you ask me whether or not I believe in economic privilege, I would tell you yes. If you ask me whether or not I think that somebody born into a family of billionaires will be afforded more privileges in life than somebody that is born in the projects of Chicago, I would say yes, because economic privilege in this country does exist. But there is no law in place that is stopping a person because of the color of their skin from gaining that economic privilege, which is why I do not believe that white privilege, based upon the color of your skin, exists.
Is black poverty and white poverty different? Do they face different?
No, poor is poor.
That's a lie. White people are more likely to be in rural poverty, which is different than urban poverty.
Because black people don't live in rural parts of America.
What?
That's because black people don't live in rural parts of America.
Why? Historically, why? Why did black people flock
Because of
to
Lyndon
urban?
Johnson, urban planning, central planning, Great Society, where he said we are going to verticalize the black community, destroy the black father, introduce drugs in the late 1960s, subsidize single motherhood, which used to be 22% in the 1960s, which is now 73%. Only a government program can make something like that happen.
Did it have anything to do with the lynchings in the South and the hostility towards black people in the South?
Well, first off,
Is there any reason why they left the South for that reason?
Just so everybody knows, literally not half, but 1/3 of people that were lynched in the South were white Republicans. So Republicans were being lynched in the South as well. So let's not pretend.
Okay, that's fine, but that's not addressing my point. That's a what-about argument.
It seems like
you're something else.
No, I just responded.
Does it have anything to do black people leaving the South and going to inner cities and other parts of the country have anything to no? I said, does it have anything to do with the KKK lynchings and violence in the South that black people face?
So what it has to do with is the fact that black people continue.
Answer my question. Does it? Yes or no?
You're not allowed to be. Listen, you're not going to be like. You're not my boss.
You guys
So don't
do the
tell
same
me.
shit.
Don't
You
tell
guys
me how
talk
I have to
all the
answer
time.
your
I'm just over
question.
there
Okay?
shutting people down.
Nobody's intimidated from you telling me how I'm
I'm
going
not
to
trying
answer
to
your question.
intimidate you. I'm trying to have an honest conversation. No, I'm trying to have an honest conversation, which you
Why don't you
guys do not
stop
want.
exercising your invisible white privilege and let the black girl talk for a second, okay?
So white privilege exists. Wait.
I said invisible white privilege.
Does it
I
exist
said
then?
invisible white privilege. If you listen,
Of course it's
okay?
invisible. White
So
privilege is not a
first,
tangible
white
thing.
privilege does not exist. Economic privilege does exist, okay? If you're asking me, do I think the black community has been crippled economically, the answer would be yes. It has been crippled economically by Democrat policies. You just
Who cares who doesn't? Democrats are Americans.
That tells you-
Democrats are in America.
because
So
that
therefore
tells
you
you-
just admitted
that tells you-
that there has been disadvantages
It
by
is not
two
race.
black
It
people
is
by
not
Democrats
based-
who
it is
are
not
American.
based
You
on-
just
on
admitted it.
It is not based off. You asked me if white privilege exists. The answer is white privilege because you're born white. That means you're going to
You
not have
just-
this or that. It does not exist. No, it does
You
not
just
exist.
admitted that the Democrats, the boogeyman Democrats,
They're not boogeyman, they
disadvantaged
exist.
the black
Boogeyman
people.
doesn't exist.
No,
Democrats do exist.
they did it.
So boogeyman means
They
doesn't
did
exist.
it.
Just so you know, there are Democrats.
So you admit that it exists.
I don't think you're comprehending.
I'm not sure that you are. You said
60 years ago, white people had it better than black people. Over time, there's
Thank
no
you.
more systemic laws that are in place.
Laws disproportionately
let me ask you a
affect
question.
black people. Do they?
Let me ask you a question. What can a white person do that a black person cannot do today in today's America? Name one thing.
Well, black people have a
Answer
hard.
the question. Isn't that
I'm about to
how it
answer the
works?
fucking question. Black people who smoke marijuana, black and white people smoke marijuana at the same rates. Yet a black person is 3 to 4 times more likely to be put in jail for that.
Okay.
And I know the reason why, because yeah, the police are in the urban communities, it seems the police those communities, sure.
Because
But that,
actually, I had a girlfriend, I had a family member who got a DUI, and I had a girlfriend who got a DUI.
Just to let you know, by saying what you're saying, standing up here and knowing what's going on through the police brutality, through injustice.
I love this is so. I love that behind me there's like black people rolling their eyes, but the 2 white guys are yelling at me, telling me that I agree with them. This is what I love about white liberals, right? Like they know
I'm not a
it's
liberal.
so important for them to sell us
No, I'm
our
not.
oppression. That they come up and tell us what we're doing.
do you speak for all black people?
Say it, just say
Can
it.
you speak for all
Well, why
black
don't you
people?
stop speaking for black people? That would be
I'm not.
great,
I'm not. I'm speaking on
right?
black
Let
people.
him, who's shaking his head and rolling your eyes, speak about him, his experience as a
We
black
can have
man.
a conversation
No,
later.
no, because you're sitting here
We're
yelling
talking
at
about
me and
white
telling me,
privilege.
and I'm telling you the answer. Economic privilege exists. You're saying why does
Economic-
it disproportionately affect blacks? Because we're disproportionately voting for Democrats, and it's fucking stupid.
Are Democrats American? Are Democrats screwing black people? So therefore, America is screwing black people. There is a privilege in not being
But
screwed
that's
by
not
Democrats.
white. Americans are
White
also
people don't get
Republicans.
screwed by Democrats, is what you're saying,
That's
right?
not, yes, they do. Anybody that votes
Who
Democrat
gets,
gets screwed by
who gets screwed?
Democrats.
Are Democrats screwing
We're
black
voting
people
for
more
them. We're
or white
voting
people
for them
more?
in higher margins. You're not
The Democrats are still a part of America, and you're saying that they don't.
Genuinely, you're having a comprehension issue right now. And I
You
can't
can say
help
that
you.
all you want.
I can't help you with
You
that.
can say that, but
Okay?
it's true.
Would anybody
You have
like
to
to
address
ask?
the point.
Okay, since he's standing up and he's saying that black people are disproportionately impacted by white people, is
No,
there
I
a
did not say
black
that.
person
I did not
would
say
like to
that.
Counter anything that he is saying.
I didn't say that.
Yes,
I said black people are disproportionately affected
And I
by.
answered your question. We are disproportionately voting for Democrats, and Democrats will economically, okay? That work. I don't care.
Are Democrats an American
What I'm
political
saying-
party? Are Democrats an American
Yeah,
political
not a
party?
white
So
political
they,
party. They're just a political party. You're
but
talking,
they are
talking
actively
about
hurting black people.
Yes.
So America is actively hurting black people.
Comprehension issue.
Where's the logic issue?
This is like because there
Democrats are Americans, they hold power, they use that power to then hurt black people. That is America. A disadvantage of black people has an inherent
You can
privilege
just go
of
up
white
there.
people.
Yeah.
No, but they were in power, they controlled it. And you just said that they screwed black people.
Premise is white privilege.
White
Yes, it
privilege.
does.
White
White
privilege.
privilege.
If someone has a disadvantage, they have a privilege in not having to deal with that disadvantage.
So let me just tell you some facts. Let me tell you some facts.
So this is not the open mic, right? Okay. Sorry, I just wanted